Hello, this is Marianne Lisenby, aka Miss Independence, and this is the first in a series of videos in which I'll be talking with you about the newest trends in network marketing. But first off, let me introduce myself a little bit. Here's a picture, and that is me, and then for those of you that want to see the me behind the Arnettes, this is the more dress for success professional me. But this other one is the me that I really prefer, since I normally work in my sweats and flip-flops. So now let's get back to it, and I'm going to let you look at some pictures of just some things in my life while I explain to you who I am and just what I'm all about. So let me scroll over here. I think there you go, that should do it. Okay, my name is Miss Independence, and I call myself that. Well, I'll tell you about that in a little bit, but actually, if you're anything like me, you've learned that corporate America can be disappointing. Can you say laid off? Anyway, that's why I'm now officially Miss Independence, and I'm on a mission of sorts to teach others the importance of regaining control of their own future. I'll go into that a little bit more later, but first I want to introduce myself. My name, again, is Marianne Lisenby, and I was born and raised in Houston, Texas. I'm a native Texan through and through. I've lived in Houston my whole life, other than for a short stint in Austin when I was going to the University of Texas. I'm a wife, and I'm a mom, and I'm an entrepreneur, all rolled up into one. My husband and I, his name is Steve. Well, we were high school sweethearts, and we've been married over half of our adult lives. Our two sons are now grown, and they're pursuing music careers in a band called York. So I'm also a music promoter of sorts. After our second child, Michael, was born, I went back to college and got a BS in computer science. BS stands for Bachelor of Science, in case you were wondering. 10 years since I'd been in school. I had two babies at home, so I definitely did things the hard way. But it was worth it. I got my degree in computer science and then went to work in corporate America because, hey, that's what you're supposed to do, right? During the following 15 years that I spent in corporate America as a software designer, a huge paradigm shift began occurring. The company that I worked for transformed from an actuarial firm, and actuaries are the ones that work on pension plans. Well, they transitioned from an actuarial firm into the world's largest benefits consulting company. And sadly to say, benefits consulting often just means how can we keep the big dogs' pockets full at the expense of the workers. So this was a smart move for my company, though, since pensions are quickly becoming extinct, as many of you are finding out. Well, in 2003, I became one of the casualties of this paradigm shift. My software job is now somewhere in India. This was a huge slap in the face to me because for 15 years I'd been told that I was indispensable, and suddenly I was disposed. Well, they did give me a tidy little severance package, which helped, but my spirit was severely wounded. I don't know if any of you have been through being laid off, but it's tough. It's a time of embarrassment, and it really can be hard on your confidence level. I mean, I was raised to believe that the only way to really be successful was to get a college education and go to work for a good company. And I had done that, and then I got laid off. However, I really have no regrets about what happened because it's formed me into who I am today. And that's someone who is determined to be in charge of my own destiny, and I'm somebody who finally gets it. This transition from corporate reject to Miss Independence has not been without some bumps, though. I knew I never wanted to return to corporate America. I loved the new time freedom that I'd found. But I would also have to figure out some way to replace my six-figure corporate salary. The first thing I did was learn to trade stocks and options. Now, I know that some people pick up on this very, very quickly, But for me, it has been about as costly as getting a Harvard education. And as you know, some people have to work a long time to pay off those college loans. Well, I've been paying off this education for quite some time now. Since I'm also into nutrition, it's always been a passion of mine. A good friend introduced me to an MLM marketing company that had some truly amazing products. These products have had just a really profound effect on Steve's and my health. However, they're also very expensive, and during this time, Steve and I were getting deeper and deeper into debt, especially after a couple of bad trades. After listening to some fiery MLM sales pitches, I decided to try my hand at building an MLM team. Since I was so convinced that the products worked, and hey, I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, I was able to sign up some close friends, and I qualified to be mentored by the company's top money maker. This guy makes a lot of money, so obviously his methods work for him. But they weren't at all my style. Thankfully, I did come to my senses while I still had a few friends and family left. But as I said earlier, we were getting deeper and deeper into debt every day, and I knew I had to do something to make some money. So since I have the background in computers, I did turn to the internet to try to market my MLM company. And while on the internet, I discovered hundreds of other MLM companies. And I got involved in a few of these. But now don't get me wrong, MLMs are fine, but they're definitely not the way to make money quickly. And I was in a position now to need money now, not some pie in the sky 2 to 3 years down the road. So that's about the time I began learning about magnetic sponsoring and the law of attraction. And I found this to be the perfect fit for me. It's not MLM. Actually, I found two things, not one. One of them actually came about from a nutritional of sorts. I was watching a video by a guy named Dennis Carganilla with a company called MLM Goldmine. On this video, Dennis mentioned he was feeling under the weather and asked anyone that was listening to send him a bottle of one of those juice products. Well, since I was a distributor for a juice product company, and I still am, I believed in it, and I believed in the health benefits of the nutritional, I sent Dennis a bottle. Well, now I'm a true believer in Dennis and his team. These guys are awesome. They have worked with me and mentored me in just ways I never dreamed possible. Their marketing methods using the law of attraction have just turned my life around. I no longer have to spend hours making cold calls, something that I really didn't enjoy doing, and I'm sure most of you, well, I don't know, some people really do. They get off to cold calls, but it wasn't my cup of tea. I now have people calling me, and they want to know what I'm doing to earn $400 to $1,000 or more per sale. This happened about the same time that I became affiliated with a group marketing top-tier programs, something in which you also can make $1,000 or more a pop. You know, that's where the whole Miss Independence thing comes from. MS stands for multiple streams, and I definitely believe that multiple streams of income is the way to go. Now, if you're stuck in a corporate job and want to position yourself so that what happened to me doesn't happen to you, I'd like to invite you to visit my website, www.ms-independence.com. That's ms-independence.com. Here, you can get started part-time building your business, so if and when you get downsized, you can realize the kind of life that I'm now enjoying. In fact, you may not want to wait to be downsized. You may become so successful that you'll just kiss your job goodbye. You know, my husband is a little jealous that I get to stay home and do what I want and still make money, but he manages to get over it when the checks roll in. Wouldn't it be nice to have your husband or wife jealous of you? Now, shh, we need to keep this part really quiet. As an added bonus, if you let me know you're visiting my site as a result of watching this video, I will personally help you get started on your way to success by getting you, free of charge, some great editing software like the one I used to create this video. Now this software has over a $200 retail value, but I'll give it to you free just for visiting my site. That way you won't have to go through the learning curve like I did. As I close, I'd like to encourage you to be on the lookout for part 2 of the series, where I'll be discussing how top-tier programs enable you to get paid today. Once again, this is Mary Ann Lisenby, Miss Independence, and I hope you have an excellent day.